Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be finally doing the reassembly of the KLX110 build. So I've already gotten it this far. I will put the time lapse up of getting it that far. I still have all these parts. Here's the pipe, the peg bar, pretty much everything's brand new. So we're going to start getting this thing ready to put back together. I'll show you what it looks like when we're done and hopefully selling it by the end of this video. Alright, so I'm also doing a front end conversion of the newer style front fender and front number plate. As far as the number plate goes, it just bolts right up. The same little center bolt, so that's not a problem. As you can see, it's the same as that. The front fender, you have to drill 2 holes, so you just don't use these 2. And you measure your difference in here, and you just go right there. You can put a little spacer right there if you want to make up for the difference, but that'll go just like that. And there, as you can see, we do need a little bit of a spacer down there. You also have to, I didn't do this very straight or very pretty, but you have to hack this little mount off right there so that it doesn't hit on the fender right there. But yeah, that's about all you have to do to make the newer style front fenders work. As you can see, they look a lot better. I don't think it'll overall help the look. Alrighty guys, the front end conversion's on there. It bolted right into the stock holes, drilling 2 new holes right there. I do think I'm gonna, as you can see, it's pretty floppy, so I think I'm going to just put a bolt and a nut through here to the number plate and see if the number plate holds it a little sturdier. I think it will, so I'm going to do that now and see if it makes a difference. Alrighty, so I ended up putting a bolt with 2 nuts acting as a spacer. I also used nuts to use as a spacer for the front part, and it definitely tightened it up. I mean, it's still a little floppy. It's not the correct fender, but for the most part it works. It looks really good, so we're gonna keep on putting this thing together. All right, so I ended up having to replace this part of the hub because it is missing, if I can find my dust seal. So it's missing about, I don't know, 1/4 inch to 3/8 of metal that should be there. So the new one finally showed up. Let's see what it looks like. All right, so here's the new one and how it should look. As you can see how much more metal is on there in comparison to that one. Also, this inside little spacer piece will not even come out. It's totally seized in, whereas that's supposed to slide in just like that. So we're gonna get this hub put together so that we can get the sprocket and everything on. I went ahead and ran a die over these bolts so the threads are nice and fresh for the new nuts. So we're gonna put that together and then we can put the rear wheel on the bike. Alrighty guys, so it's been a long time since the last updated, at least a couple months. I've been incredibly busy. Haven't had a single chance to work on this thing, and for a while I could not get this thing to start at all. It ended up being a bad ground on the neutral safety switch. Took it over to Josh's since he's an expert on all things with an engine. After I got tired of messing with it, he found that. So she does start up and run, which is super exciting. Last video I left off a couple months ago, I was trying to get these pegs on. Somewhere along the lines when I threw the old peg bar away, I must have threw the pins away. So back and forth to a couple hardware stores, I found some pins that fit. They're not perfect, but they definitely work. Springs work great. I still need to put a cotter pin in this, or both sides actually. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much ready to go. Unfortunately, I did see that the brand new tusk shifter I bought is way too big and does not fit. I'll attempt to tighten it and see if it'll do anything, but I'm just assuming it doesn't fit. So, unfortunately, I will probably have to buy another shifter. Yeah, another thing I gotta buy on this thing. But it is still pretty exciting that it's coming together and it's almost done. I'm gonna go ahead and do a time lapse, putting all the finishing touches on it. We're gonna put the graphics on, and it'll essentially be done other than waiting on a shifter if this won't fit. So, sorry I'm talking super fast. I'm just trying to tell you everything, give you an update. It's been a while. It's August now. So, I'm going to put the time lapse up, finish this thing up, and we'll see what it looks like all done. Alrighty guys, another quick update video of this thing. Still just not wanting to go together and be done. It is completely done for the most part. I just have to put the plastics and the seat on. However, when I went to go put the seat on, I noticed that the bolts didn't screw into anything. As you can tell, there are no threads there, and I don't understand or know how the threads got removed, but somehow or another they did. So to hopefully fix that, I bought some rivet nuts so that hopefully this can go in. I may have to trim that area a little bit, but that'll go in there like that and rivet to itself. I probably will have to make this a lot skinnier so that it can go in and go like that. But yeah, we're gonna see what we can do to get this right. All right, that could not have worked out any better. I actually got them to just pressure fit in by a hammer. I was thinking if I had to put the rivet part, actually rivet it in, I was gonna have to cut all that flat so that it had enough to squeeze, because it only squeezes in the ribbed part, and all of that would have had to come off. So glad that worked out. We should be able to get the seat on now. I'm gonna throw all the plastic back on, and yeah. All right, we got those rivet nuts pressed in. I'm using the larger size for the exhaust side, since that Chinese Ching Chong exhaust is a little thicker. We need to bend this side number plate, so I'm going to use this to space it out, and a longer bolt. So now, just going to slide that in there. All right, so she is officially done. All we have left to do is stick the shroud, not plastics, graphics I got for it, just to give it a little bit of a new look. The green is slightly off, but I think it'll be okay. It kind of matches the seat. I'm gonna see if I can do this without a torch. I mean, without a heat gun. If not, I'll get a heat gun, but yep, we're gonna put these on. All right, guys, that is it. She's officially done. We're gonna go take some pictures of it outside. This has been a nightmare of a build, and who knows, I might make money, I might not, but I'll tally up everything, see what I have into it. I did mess up the graphic right there a little bit. Got it a little hot with the torch, but we at least have one good looking side. Turned out really good. The color is slightly off, which I'm kind of mad about, but I can't complain. But yeah, we're gonna take her outside, take some pictures of her. All right, so we got her all dialed in. The CDI box, the wiring, one of the prongs ended up being a loose connection. We twisted it a little bit, got it tight, and we got spark again. After messing with the air fuel on the Nivy carb, I got it pretty dang good. You can see the throttle response. Not bad for an old carbureted bike. It actually runs great. It's got plenty of power. Super torquey for that BBR, or not BBR, TV Parts big bore kit. And yeah, it's gonna make a good bike for somebody. I'm gonna go ahead and list it, and we'll see what happens to it. Alrighty guys, the KLX110 has officially sold. We got $1,500 for it. We'll go ahead and break down what all we spent, see what we made. But yeah, she's gone, and time to start on other projects. We got to take this thing down. I'm gonna go ahead and redo the wheels since they've been kind of chewed up. Refresh this. We got a couple new mods coming to that, so we're gonna make a video on that. But yeah, without further ado, let's see what we made. All right, guys, so you just saw the last clip of us selling the bike for $1,500. This is the first time I've recorded a video in months. I know I said that in the last clip. It is now September. It has been through 4 seasons of this build series. We started it in winter, and it just sat for months. I lost motivation. I couldn't get it to start. Finally, after a while, got this thing knocked out, got it sold. It turned out to be a really clean, nice looking bike. The owner that bought it ended up being like right down the road from me, so that was cool. But yeah, let's break it down, see what it costs, and see what we made. So here's what we got. We have the bike itself, initial cost of $275. I'm not going to go through each one of these, but I ended up buying a lot of stuff that I was definitely not expecting to buy, like a axle hub because the hub was messed up, a bolt because I lost one, forks because I couldn't polish them out, stuff like that. So we ended up spending a total of $15.45. Unfortunately, I actually lost 45 bucks on this deal. I probably could have definitely cut some corners. It didn't need $100 UFO plastics. I probably could have got by with Amazon ones. It didn't need graphics. Just, there are little things I could have saved money on, but I think the money I spent really made a difference and made the bike really nice. So I think the new owners are going to be very happy and have a nice bike for a long time. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. The transformation was pretty amazing from what it was before. But yeah, we got tons of content coming. I'm about to rip my pit bike down. We got a ton of bikes in here right now. They're all about to be gone. But yeah, I'm gonna rip mine down. We got some refreshing to do with it. And then 2 of these bikes are getting powder coated, so they're gonna get stripped down too. But all right, guys, thanks for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed the quick little video series we had. I know it wasn't very quick timeline-wise, but it was only 3 videos. So hopefully you enjoyed. It made a huge transformation from what we bought it from. But yeah, make sure to subscribe. We're at 917, I believe, right now. Super close to 1,000. So make sure you turn the bell notification on so you don't miss any future videos. And yeah, see you next time.